Hello, friends. This is Professor Googlum. On my channel, you mostly watch videos about the beautiful world around us. But today, it's a little different. What is it about? Keep watching to find out. It is forbidden to buy certain medications. Most medicines that are freely available in other countries are sold in Japan only with a prescription. This applies, for example, to inhalers and some allergy medicines. Garbage cans in public places are prohibited. In Japan, you will not find garbage cans in public places. This rule is due, firstly, to the culture itself. Japanese people are taught from childhood to sort their garbage and throw it away at home. And secondly, in connection with the terrorist attack in 1995 in the Tokyo subway, after which it was decided to get rid of trash cans to avoid the possibility of hiding a bomb in them. It is illegal to fish without a license. This rule applies only to catching fugu ball fish. The fact is that if cooked incorrectly, it is fatal to humans. Therefore, fishing, as well as cooking, can only be done by a Japanese who has obtained a license to know the varieties of fish and knows how to handle it. You can't throw trash in mailboxes. According to Article 78 of Japan's postal law, if you throw garbage into a mailbox, you could face a fine of 500,000 yen, about $2,500, or up to 5 years in prison. For example, if you put ice cream in the mailbox, you could actually end up in the slammer. Despite the unusual nature of this piece of legislation, there have been people in the land of the rising sun who have actually been jailed for this offense. In 2006, a 42-year-old man was so depressed by bad events in his business and personal life that he put chocolate ice cream in one of his mailboxes and was arrested as a result. Incidentally, this is not the only case of people getting jail time for this bizarre violation of the law. So where did this unusual law come from? There was a time in Japan when people used mailboxes as trash cans. It all started after a terrorist attack in 1995 when there was a sarin attack, a terrorist attack using chemical weapons, in the Tokyo subway system. After the terrorist attack, the Japanese government removed all public trash cans from public places. As a result, people began throwing trash into mailboxes en masse, leading authorities to amend the country's postal law to make it more punishable for damaging postal property. It is forbidden to pick up other people's trash. You have probably seen many times that there is something that someone has thrown away near a dumpster. Many people are tempted to take it for themselves, especially if the discarded thing can still serve. Or many designers look for things among the discarded junk that can be restored and then sold. Unfortunately, in Japan, unlike in Russia, this is not the case. The point is that if you take something from a dumpster and take it for yourself, it will be considered theft of state property, with all the consequences that entails. This country has very strict rules and regulations regarding the regulation of garbage and its disposal. First of all, garbage containers often have different colors that indicate the type of waste. It is not allowed to violate the order of separate collection of garbage. Secondly, you can only throw away a certain type of garbage on strictly certain days of the week. In addition, people may need to get special permission from the local municipality to throw away certain types of garbage. Also, since trash becomes public property when it ends up inside public property, in a waste container, no one has the right to take it for themselves, even if the junk itself has no value. So a person who takes anything out of the trash can be fined or even charged with theft. It's always best to count your change. In the land of sushi, it is illegal to leave with uncounted change. In theory, you could be charged with committing fraud. Although it is very difficult to prove, there have been people in history who have been sentenced to jail time for this reason. For example, one woman was sentenced to prison on the grounds that she had committed fraud by not telling a sales clerk that he had given her extra change. The customer did not know this because she had received the money and put it in her purse without counting it. A woman at a cell phone store decided to deposit about 76,000 yen, $550, for a phone, receiving change of 71,000 yen, $512, instead of 5,000 yen, $36, due to the fault of the person working at the store. When the store employee realized his mistake, he filed a complaint with the police, which resulted in the innocent woman being arrested. So if you find yourself in Japan, always count the change you receive. It is forbidden to give bad names to newborn babies. When a child is born in Japan, parents are required by law to register the name in the state family registry. However, provided that they did not give the child the wrong name. Of course, there have been those who have broken this rule without realizing it themselves. For example, in 1994 a couple decided to name their newborn child Akuma, which means devil. Because names in Japan are written in Chinese kanji characters, they can have several different pronunciations and meanings. As a result, the public registry staff did not pay attention to this strange baby name. However, the authorities later realized their mistake and removed the name from the list on the grounds that the child's right to a good name had been violated by his parents, and the positive decision of the authorities on the state registration of the name was contrary to the tenets of a healthy society. Amid the scandal, even Japan's then Prime Minister Shinzo Abe expressed concern about it. Here's what he said. Those who, for example, give their child the name Pikachu should be prosecuted for child abuse. Children are not pets. We should punish parents who name their children that. You can't go and not look forward. If you walk without looking straight ahead or try to cross a street where there is no crosswalk, you can face up to 3 months in jail or a fine of 7 million yen, $50,000, for doing so in Japan. You can't go to Antarctica without special permission from the authorities. As for Antarctica, which is considered the land of the world and which does not belong to any country, Japan has imposed some rules and restrictions for Japanese people to visit this mysterious and unexplored place. According to the rules controlled by the Ministry of Environment of Japan, all residents of the country before going to Antarctica must submit an application on a special form, signing that they are familiarized with the rules specified in the Environmental Protection Law. This law was prepared to protect the nature of Antarctica. It contains many rules that every Japanese who wants to travel to Antarctica must know by heart. By the way, a trip to the Arctic is formalized as an expedition. A fine of 500,000 yen, about $3,500, is imposed for violating the law. You can go to jail for up to 29 days if you expose your thighs or buttocks in public. Although many Japanese girls wear miniskirts, it is forbidden to show thighs or buttocks in public under the Light Offences Act passed in 1948. However, most people are unaware of this rule, and it is rarely enforced. And although almost everyone ignores this law, no one has yet repealed it. So the police have the right to take action against those who expose their body parts. It is illegal to brew home-brewed beer. If the alcohol content of the beer you brew at home in Japan exceeds 1%, you are committing a crime, since the production and sale of beer and any alcohol, which is monopolized by many large companies, requires a license granting the right to produce and sell alcoholic beverages. Only beverages with an alcohol content of 1% or less are allowed to be brewed at home and sold. Friends, don't hesitate to write comments under the video about what else you would like to learn. I will definitely fulfill your wish. Bye for now.